A comforting and familiar voice that served as the soundtrack for generations of Philadelphians was unexpectedly silenced this week, and it landed with a huge, sense of loss. Pierre Robert, the legendary midday host for the city's iconic rock station 93.3 WMMR FM, was found deceased in his home on Wednesday, October 29, 2025. He was 70 years old. The news sent a ripple of shock and sadness through the Delaware Valley as listeners and colleagues tried to process the sudden loss of a man who felt more like a friend than a distant radio personality. His presence was a daily constant, a warm and steady guide through the rock and roll landscape he so dearly loved. The station's airwaves turned somber as Philadelphia began to mourn its heart of rock. Pierre Robert's journey to becoming a Philadelphia icon was a testament to consistency, passion, a deep connection to his craft. His tenure at 93.3 WMMR began in 1981, marking the start of an extraordinary 44-year run at a single station, a feat almost unheard of in the volatile world of radio broadcasting. He arrived in Philadelphia and quickly found his home both in the city and in the studio on Rittenhouse Square. Over the subsequent decades, he became the station's indispensable midday voice, a reliable presence from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on weekdays, guiding listeners through their workdays with a carefully selected blend of classic rock and contemporary rock. In January 2024, he signed a multi-year contract extension with WMMR, making his sudden passing all the more poignant. To understand Pierre Robert's appeal, one must start with his distinct and utterly genuine on-air style. He was immediately recognizable, not just by the warm, gentle tone of his voice, but by his signature salutation, "Greetings, citizens." This simple phrase was more than a catchphrase. It was an invitation. It broke down the barrier between broadcaster and listener, uniting a community through music. Segments like Pierre's Vinyl Cut celebrated the physical medium, sharing the stories behind songs and sleeves. Another staple, the noontime workforce blocks, delivered a midday boost. He was a master interviewer, turning Q&A into conversation. From Mick Jagger to Robert Plant, Bon Jovi to Dolly Parton, and members of Metallica, artists trusted him. In a loud industry, he was calm, kind, and knowledgeable. Simply a man who loved rock and roll and shared it. The news of Pierre Robert's death triggered an immediate wave of tributes from the music world and the city he called home. That very night, a poignant memorial formed at the arena. He shared that Pierre had missed a planned interview, a measure of the suddenness. Then he dedicated his ballad Heaven to Pierre, a collective moment of mourning. The arena's sign glowed with his portrait, "In loving memory." A city landmark became a temporary memorial. Famous friends and collaborators shared remembrances. His voice helped the hungry and the homeless, and he did it because he cared. About you, about me, about making the world a little kinder, wonder-filled place to live. He was universally loved and respected. While Pierre Robert's name is synonymous with rock and roll, his legacy extends into the heart of the community he served. He hosted the AIDS Walk and championed Manna's Pie in the Sky fundraiser, turning his audience into a force for good. In 2019, he joined the Philadelphia Music Walk of Fame. In 2021, WMMR named its studio in his honor. He was the city's musical conscience, a trusted friend through the speakers. He reminded Philadelphia that rock and roll could have a soul, that a public figure could be genuinely good, and that one person's voice could unite a community. His passing leaves an irreplaceable void, but his influence remains. It lives on in the music he shared, the charities he lifted up,